Hey, you're here! Welcome to All the Things. In this episode, we set up our first ever 55-gallon fish tank. Hopefully we help you out or just answer some questions. Whatever the case, hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have anything to add or ask, see you in the comments section. Hi, I'm Chad.
And I'm Anya.
And we'll be doing the commentary for this video.
How much sand is in the bag?
There's 20 pounds of sand in that bag right there.
How many bags did you put in the tank?
There's only 2 bags in there. Though it was recommended that I put more, I felt like 2 was plenty. You see here, I'm just rinsing out kind of like the dust and smaller debris that would just clog up the filter later if I didn't clean it out now. Here you'll see sand castles.
What is the name of those materials in the background?
Oh, that's a Fluval AC70 filter. And then I have, I think it's a 200 watt or 150 watt heater. And then a little air stone just to help with the water circulation. I'm leveling out the sand to where the front is actually lower than the back. And it gives us this like nice little depth perception. Here I'm just cleaning the Mopani wood off that I picked up, and it was actually a secondary purchase. I had originally bought just a couple of smaller pieces of wood and one rock, and I went to go glue them together and place it in the aquarium, and I had a nice laugh because it was not anywhere near enough. And so I had to buy a lot bigger chunk of wood to fill a void that I was wanting to fill. And this turned out beautifully. I loved it. And I was more along the lines just scrubbing it to get any loose debris off that would muddy the water or dirty the water, and anything that would be pokey enough to scratch the fish if they brushed against it. That backyard sink is coming handy. I liked it before I wet it, and then once ever I started watering it and washing it, the colors popped. You'll see that little singular piece right there that was just not enough in the beginning. Though it's cool. And in goes the behemoth. Ended up leaving an open top, not only because the wood was sticking out, but because I later planned to have plants growing out of the top, such as pothos and some dracaenas. As well as lots of live plants that need the light. Here I was messing with the sticky Play-Doh. It's not really Play-Doh. I don't recall the name of the stuff, but it's got different stuffing than the outward tube. So you cut it and then you mix them together, and then you got like 15 minutes before it dries solid, and you could attach different objects to each other, such as wood and rock. And I made this cut of the video a little longer than some of the rest just because of the nature of the stuff. I really struggled with it and it wouldn't get off my fingers, so enjoy my struggle.
What kind of fish were you thinking to put in this tank?
Originally, I was gonna do a bunch of celestial pearl danios, and which look like a trout, And then I was gonna do a bunch of, or like not a bunch, but some catfish. And there are some catfish in my tank now. They're just Corydoras. But all that changed whenever I started doing some research, and then I went to a pet shop and I found some Apistogramma macmasteris, and I fell in love with them, so I started building a tank community around them. And this is me, yes, still struggling with the Play-Doh. And mostly I was just attaching it to all this wood because this wood had just been sitting out in the store. It was not submerged in water, so that I needed some way to keep the wood from floating. What better way to glue it to a bunch of rocks? That rock right there actually had some moss on it originally, which relocated to the wood now. So there's a little bits of moss growing through the crevices. And then this original piece here too has a fern growing out of the top of it. It's very pretty in there. I think it is. There's the Play-Doh again. We started adding in some pebbles, and what I feel like it does is it breaks up the smooth sand and the large rough rock, and so you kind of just sprinkle it onto the top of the larger rock and let them fall naturally around, and then you could tuck some in underneath the edge of the rock, and I just feel like it gives it a nice natural look.
What type of plant is on the screen right now?
That is a gold ribbon Dracaena. Sticks out of the top of the aquarium.
Why is there like so much gel in the base?
That's actually like a nice little gel that retains water to water the plant while it's in the packaging. And then you see the little white rocks. Those are perlite, and that helps oxygen get to the roots as well so that they don't rot. Here's where we started filling it up. It was funny because we ran a garden hose from the shower of our bathroom into there with a garden hose head and a terracotta bottom to diffuse the water. And it worked out great. That way we didn't mix up the sand too bad or anything. You could see the Dracaenas were in the top over there. It's nice seeing all these plants when they were little during this video, you know? They're still little baby brand new plants.
That moss is small.
The moss is a little tiny circle, and I don't know, it's crazy looking. That fern has since died but given out babies, and there's a new baby growing in its place and other babies spreading around the tank too. And I've also added some other plants. It was nice and crystal clear, and that Mopani wood let off a lot of tannins, which eventually cleared up and weren't an issue. And after getting the chemistry right after some weeks, all I had to do is top off the water and clean the filters, which is the pre-filter and the filter on the hang-on back.
It's weird because the fish waste on the sponges smell like soil.
They do smell like soil. There you can see it even looks kind of like soil. In dechlorinated water, replacing the sponge, kicking back on the water, taking a quick dinner break. I have the high ground, Anakin. And back to fish watching.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.